There's a bunch of games now available, backwards compatibility, like stuff that was on the 360. So there's like Meat Boy's on it, Mass Effect's on it.
Yeah, Geometry Wars.
Oh, cool.
One of the few 360 games you would still want to play. Is available. And
Pinata?
Yeah, actually both Viva Pinatas are part. Are that part of the preview, or is that?
Yeah, that's in there, and so is Banjo-Kazooie's in it. So like a lot of rare stuff. Presumably that rare pack they're bringing out, rare replay.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, like the thing that there's business involved with selling these things or putting these things up on Xbox One, it's all business, so it makes sense for a lot of the stuff to be kind of Microsoft and stuff where developers don't necessarily have a reason to say no.
Yeah, and Mass Effect might be a good idea to like, get all those Xbox One fans interested in possibly Andromeda when it comes out in a couple of years.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That seemed like that's the one that is not. I mean, it's still in preview. Like they're saying it's going to be 1-to-1 and like online compatible with existing like real Xbox 360 hardware. But it sounds like right now stuff like Mass Effect isn't running quite as well, and in some cases runs better. I don't know. Have you tested that stuff at all?
Yeah, we did like a video comparison. We sort of saw some screen tearing there in the Xbox 360 version.
Yeah.
They've like lowered the frame rate, but implemented VSync. It seems like to get rid of that. So it's maybe not better graphics, but a better experience.
Sure.
I guess.
And one of the games, we'll get into what we sort of want from that program in a bit, but one of the games that I know you want that has just been announced that will be coming out to it is Burnout Paradise.
Yeah. So. Was there an update? Because I know there was a Criterion got out there and said, like, we're talking to Microsoft more news soon.
Okay.
Is that it?
No, yeah, that's it.
Okay,
yeah.
So presumably, we talked to Microsoft a couple of times during E3 about this stuff, and they've made it pretty clear that it's a business thing. Like, they're emulating the 360 on the Xbox One, period. Like full compatibility, no shim that has to sit between the game and the hardware. That's like game-specific stuff. Which for a lot of PC-based emulators, there's a lot of really crazy game-specific hacks that go on some of the more advanced systems. Like they're kind of saying that this isn't that this is going to work across the board, and it really is just a matter of a publisher or a rights holder saying yes.
Yeah.
So the idea that Criterion is talking to Microsoft about it. Like, no, Criterion would talk to the rest of EA or something and say, like, just say yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Microsoft pitched it. So I'm not really sure what that means, except that maybe since it's still a preview program thing, like, they're just not done emulating that thing.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some conversation to be had there.
It's weird with a game like that because Paradise is like an online-enabled game, so presumably they need to keep all those servers open and everything.
Yeah. There will be like Xbox Live compatibility. You're even going to have the Xbox 360 dashboard when you hit the home button on the Xbox One controller.
It like straight up boots a 360.
You hit back and start at the same
Back
time.
and start, sure, yeah.
Oh, really? And the guide pops up?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
yeah. So.
But as for games that haven't been announced yet, Microsoft have actually put up like a website that you can vote on for like your favorite wish list of games.
Yeah.
And it makes for interesting reading. I took the top
tragic.
Tragic? Maybe, yeah. The top one up there at the moment is Black Ops 2, followed by Red Dead Redemption.
Sure.
I'll support that.
That's a good shout. Skyrim. I'm
kind of surprised that there was no Skyrim Xbox One, PS4 announced already.
Right. Yeah, like HD remake. Yeah. Maybe there will be now because it's on this. Modern Warfare 2, Halo Reach, Black Ops, Gears 3, Fallout 3, COD 4, Mass Effect 3, Modern Warfare 3. New Vegas, I think, Call of Duty World at War, Left 4 Dead 2, Gears of War 2. So mostly shooters. 6 of the top 13 are Call of Duty games.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that so depressing?
So
like
silly.
the idea that like there's this annualized franchise that like people. I mean, well, and some of that speaks to like the way Call of Duty's fallen off over the past few years, I think. But like people want Black Ops 2. That's kind of the high watermark.
Yeah.
The idea that like people were like, man, they need to bring back Modern Warfare 3. Like, they don't.
No, World at
also,
War.
they won't.
Right.
Like it's the big thing Microsoft did by kind of getting out there and saying that it's like up to the publishers is like disavow all responsibility and go like, hey, it's on them. It's a business thing. It's on them. So whenever you complain about like, hey, I'd really like to play my old Call of Duty games, like you complain to Activision, not Microsoft.
Yeah.
And it's like smart in a weird way, but like. If I were Activision, I would never flag any of my games for backwards compatibility because why would they? They don't make money off the used sales of those games. They could put them up. They are up for digital download. Like you could, but like you're not. There's no additional money coming in to do that. They're trying to push people to the next Call of Duty.
Yeah, you could be cannibalizing your own market, basically.
Yeah, they'd be better off. they'd be more likely to say like, hey, we're putting out Call of Duty Classic. It's all these multiplayer maps in one big downloadable thing. Buy it all over again.
I feel like the one exception is like arcade games and downloadable titles, because they
Totally.
can still monetize that. So I
Yes.
can totally see the incentive there. And that's, again, the same thing. They have to negotiate that with the license holder.
Right.
Yeah, that's weird with something like, they say, Super Meat Boy, which is actually getting like a PS4 release. I
Right.
played it at E3, but if I already own it on 360, so I have like zero impetus to like buy it on Xbox One now.
Right. Well, why, yeah, exactly. Like, why would you though? That's a case where like the work is done. So why would they put out an Xbox One version of Super Meat Boy if they could just make the 360 version available for sale to Xbox One owners? And that's something like they need to overhaul their store. They're overhauling the entire interface as well later this year. So
But it's not a 1080-60, Jeff. Come on.
But isn't it though? It's just a scaler. It's just a scaler.
Speaking of games then that haven't been announced yet, Peter, I asked you to think of a couple that maybe you'd like to see on the system.
Yeah.
Coming over to the Xbox One.
I don't have an Xbox One.
All right.
But if I did, I would be...
No stake in this whatsoever.
No, but like... I really like fighting games. I love Street Fighter. Xbox One is not getting Street Fighter V ever in any way, shape, or form. PS4 just got Ultra Street Fighter 4 ported to it. There's no Xbox One version. And they were talking about it when they announced it about, like last August, but it's not there. So Ultra Street Fighter 4, I think, is the one game that I would really say like really deserves to sort of be in that backwards compatibility list, because there is no Street Fighter right now on Xbox One, and that may be the only solution in the near future.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good call for sure.
I was wondering if, say, Happy Action Theater would make its way over with the Kinect stuff.
So-
Like, will those Kinects
No.
be...
They won't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That work was too hard.
Okay.
Yeah, translating that stuff to
Yeah, exactly. Jeff, is anyone's to stick out to you?
Bomberman Act Zero. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you go through this site, like all the user vote stuff. This was a user voice, right? They use it for a lot of feedback mechanisms, not just this. And you start to dig deeper and deeper into that list, where it's like there's like 47 people that said, "Yeah, Bomberman Act Zero, let's do it."
Tour de France 2011?
Yeah, absolutely. Bring all. I think it should be everything. I mean, like it's. There aren't really a ton of games that I necessarily need to go back to, with the exception of Burnout Paradise.
Which, by the way, was on the 5th page on that list, so it was not in the top
No, yeah.
4 pages of requests.
Who are these people voting?
COD fans, apparently.
Right, yeah. They got time on their hands. They're not playing Advanced Warfare, apparently, or Ghosts. I think it's just one of those things, like, if it's technically feasible, they should just do it. And I actually think it's kind of cool. Like, you see stuff like, and maybe you'll see more of this, like the idea of the old game as pre-order bonus,
right?
Or something like that, where like if you get Fallout 4 on the Xbox One, they'll give you Fallout 3, and that will almost obviously definitely be that 360 version, right? They're not going to do any custom work there. And then was it Rainbow Six Vegas comes with something?
Yeah, 1 and 2, I think.
Yeah,
I think both of them comes with Siege. I
with
guess.
Siege, that's what it is. Yeah,
which is weird.
So I think that's like a cool idea. Like they've got all this stuff laying around.
Yeah.
That maybe people haven't played, and why not just get it out there in different capacities? And so I actually they're selling Burnout Paradise on 360 as a download right now for $3.74.
Really?
So anticipating that this deal might eventually get done and Burnout Paradise might be playable, even though I've got it on disc somewhere. Like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I just want it to show up in my game list straight away. So I went ahead and bought that version of the game too. Anything that and it's not going to be every publisher that's in the situation where like, oh, they might take the servers down, because EA were the only people that were jerks enough to like work that into their deals, where they could disable the servers for their games, and now it's just like every EA game is a death clock.
Yeah.
Well, my Chromehound's server's down. I can't play Chromehounds
That's true.
anymore.
Yeah, there are a handful of other games that definitely fall into that category.
All right, so we won't see
EA's
Chromehounds
been
coming.
the most dire for that
Yeah,
stuff. I
for
think.
sure. Yeah.
That's killer. Well, in the meantime, I guess go buy Burnout Paradise. Well, was that include Big Surf Island?
I don't think that includes the DLC. It's
That's
whatever
where
the
they're gonna get
platinum
you.
version. Yeah, they'll get you on Big Surf Island.
$20.
No, I think
like
it might
those
have been
shaders.
I don't know how much it was, but yeah, you can go buy the fake DeLorean, Back to the Future car, all that other stuff they sold for that thing too.
Get your motorbikes.
Yeah,
All happening.
You don't need the DLC you don't need the bikes.
But it's a Big Surf Island.
Big Surf Island's not that great.
I know.
Like, it should have been.
Yeah. Anyway.
You don't need it.
Anyway, there you go. Right there. Burnout Revenge, Burnout Crash, even getting some votes there. Look at that. Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. Yeah,
Log
one
in.
more in.
Log in.
Can you leave a comment? Say Big Surf Island as well. Yeah, so go vote yourself on Xbox feedback there if you want to see.
Bomberman Act Zero,
your
let's
fake.
make it
No,
happen.
No, don't start that.
Konami, Hudson, whoever owns that stuff these days.
50,000 to only 742 more Bomberman Act Zero things votes to make that a reality. Jeff, thanks so much for coming on.
Anytime.